So, you're building AI for your business, right? And you've probably figured out pretty quickly that a general purpose chatbot, well, it just isn't going to cut it. You need something specialized, something built for search, for retrieval, and for actually understanding your company's data. Today, we're diving into Cohere, which is an enterprise AI platform built from the ground up to solve exactly those problems. All right, so here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about why enterprise AI is a whole different ballgame. Then, we'll introduce Cohere as the specialized solution for that. We'll break down its key tools, help you figure out if it's the right fit for your project, and finally, we'll see how it stacks up against the big names in the AI space. Okay, let's start with the core problem here. You see, there is this huge gap between the consumer-facing AI we all know and love, the chatbots, and the really heavy-duty stuff that a modern business needs to do. And that really brings us to the central question you have to ask yourself. Are the AI tools you're looking at actually built for the complexities of an enterprise, or are they just designed for casual conversation? The difference between those two things is absolutely crucial. Because when you look at what businesses actually need from AI, it's not just about whipping up some clever text. It's about performing powerful searches across millions of your own internal documents. It's about automatically classifying customer feedback at a massive scale. It's about getting a deep semantic understanding of your proprietary data. And it's about building incredibly high-quality systems to retrieve information. Your average general-purpose chat model, it just wasn't built for these kinds of high-stakes jobs. And this is exactly where Cohere steps into the ring. It's positioned as the specialist's toolkit, a platform designed from its very foundation to solve these specific enterprise-level challenges. I think this slide gives us the perfect analogy. Think of a general AI, like a ChatGPT, as a consumer Swiss Army knife. It's awesome, right? It does a lot of different things pretty well for the average person. But Cohere is more like a professional's toolset. Each tool inside, the one for search, the one for classification, is best in class, precision engineered for specific business job. So what gives Cohere this edge? Well, it really comes down to three core strengths. First, its embeddings, which are basically these numerical fingerprints for text, are widely considered the best in the entire industry. This means a financial firm can find one specific risk clause across 10 million contracts in seconds, a task where a general model would just get lost. Second, its models are fundamentally built for finding relevant information, not just for chatting. And finally, it has fantastic support for over 100 languages, which is a total game changer for global companies. Okay, so let's see how these core strengths actually translate into real tools. We're going to go from the what to the how by looking at the specific APIs that Cohere gives to developers to actually build with. So, inside this toolkit, there are 4 key tools you really need to understand. The Embed API is what creates those super powerful embeddings for semantic search. Then there's the Rerank API, which takes an existing list of search results and intelligently reorders them to put the most relevant stuff right at the top. The Classify API can organize massive amounts of data, think support tickets, with very little training. And finally, the Generate API is tailored for creating business content, following instructions precisely with its command models. Okay, you've seen the tools. Now for the really practical part. When should you actually reach for Cohere? Let's create a simple litmus test to help you decide if it's the right fit for whatever project you're working on. This slide just lays it out so clearly. You absolutely want to use Cohere for enterprise search and retrieval, for any application where you need the best possible embeddings, for multilingual projects, and for large-scale classification. Now, on the flip side, if your main goal is a general-purpose consumer-facing chatbot for creative conversations, other platforms are probably going to be a better fit. Cohere is for business, not for casual chat. All right, let's put Cohere in the broader competitive landscape. How does this specialist toolkit really compare against the giants of the AI world? We're talking OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic. This table tells a very, very clear story. Just look at the embeddings row. Cohere is best in class, period. Now look at the chat row. OpenAI and Anthropic are excellent. And that's the trade-off, right? Cohere's enterprise focus is high. Its multilingual capability is excellent. It doesn't try to be the best at everything. It aims to be the absolute best at the things enterprises need most. So let's wrap this all up. What's the bottom line? First, Cohere is an enterprise-first AI platform. That's its identity.
Second, its specialty is world-class embeddings and information retrieval. And third, that means it's built for search, classification, and global applications, deliberately choosing to prioritize the quality of the information it finds over flashy conversational features.
And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. As artificial intelligence continues to evolve at this incredible pace, what does its future really look like? Is it going to be dominated by a few one-size-fits-all generalist tools, or will we see a thriving ecosystem built from a whole suite of powerful, focused specialists? That's the question that really defines the entire strategy of a company like Cohere,